And so I think that the two keys to success, at least for Insight, but I also think that they're portable to any business, is being very deliberate about your vision. So meaning you kind of have to know what you're trying to build or nobody can build it. I believe that vision, it's the way to invoke the spirit of play amongst your workers. And what I mean by that is, I've used this example of a Minecraft video game because I have kids and we used to play Minecraft. It becomes fun once you agree on what you're trying to do in the world. Until then,
Mm,
it's just a mess. But once you decide what you want to do, hey, we're going to build a castle. That's the example I always use. Once you decide what you're going to do, it's like work. You're having to collect bricks and you're having to stack them up and you need a plan, but the work is actually the play. And when people are in that spirit of play, it just makes the work a lot easier. And so to me, if you have a really compelling vision and you can paint that future vision in clear terms and people know what they need to do individually in order to manifest it, then I think you invoke the spirit of play. And I think that's an inexhaustible motive. So, when people are motivated by emotional pressure or financial pressure, they get exhausted. But if they're having fun and they're doing something that's interesting to them and they see what they're building, they have an inexhaustible supply of motive. And so as a leader, that's really what you're trying to do, is paint a clear vision of what you're trying to do. And this is funny, but I actually think that small visions create exhaustion a lot faster than big visions. And so one of
hmm,
my favorite thought leaders, Jim Collins, discovered this, and he publicized this finding. I think it was in the in his book, Built to Last. And he found out that all these great companies had this thing it was so common amongst them, he called it a big, hairy, audacious goal, or a BHAG. And you might think, well, a hard goal is harder to hit, but it turns out it's the opposite. A hard goal is inspirational. So really small goals they don't generate the energy necessary to hit them, but something, more idealistic, a little larger, a little more interesting, something that gets people excited, that generates the energy and motive necessary to hit it. So find something at the pinnacle of your vision that's interesting to all those who participate in it. It doesn't have to be, I want to be the biggest, but it needs to be something that's inspirational, equivalent to want to make the Olympics, something really hard that people know that they're going to have to work hard for. And that's going to pull out their best work effort, because if they don't, you can't hit the vision. So that's what's going to be inspiration. So you got to get vision right,
mm-hmm.
if you want to grow and if you want to be successful. And the other one is culture. And culture to me is really values.